This is the east entrance. It's off Grand Avenue, which was one of the great early western streets of St. Louis.
Right.
And this was your sense of entry. And one of the things that Henry Shaw understood was that if you create a beautiful sense of entry, you really elevate the experience of the visitor.
Right. The anticipation grows
Exactly.
and is amplified. So the size of the park is over almost 300 acres.
289 acres, and as you kind of get an idea from this long vista here, is that it's the park is shaped in a long rectangular configuration, and that derives from the fact that he bought the property from French farmers in Arpents. And
So this was a series of those long strips
Arpents.
owned by different farmers, and
Exactly.
he bought them out over time.
It's the last piece of property in St. Louis that's still divided into its original Arpent configuration.
That's amazing. And to think that from the center of St. Louis, the city itself, we're only 5 miles away.
Exactly.
This
Now,
would have been the country, the farmland at the time.
It was
was.
literally.
Truly.
In fact, we have early maps and early photographs that show that. But now, of course, we're well within the city.
Yes, of course, completely surrounded by it. So this water feature, was it part of the original plan right from the beginning?
Not the very first beginning, but early on, Henry Shaw, who had experienced a lot of landscapes in Europe and England, became aware of the fact that the big hotel in downtown St. Louis, the Linville Hotel, had burned.
Yeah.
It took up an entire square block. At the time it was constructed, it was the largest hotel in the country. It completely burned, and it was lying there in rubble. So he took 10 wagon loads of stone from the old
So he
Linville
went,
Hotel.
I see an opportunity here.
He's a man of means, but he didn't waste money.
Right, yeah.
All recycling.
And he took these stones back here to Tower Grove Park, and he had them constructed in a kind of a mock ruin form, is what it was called in those days. And there's a sort of an intellectual history of mock ruins, but you don't have to understand all that to get the charm and the romance and the beauty of
It
it.
really is beautiful. I love the form of this pond and the focal point and how it's framed by these beautiful swamp cypress. This one's very calm. It's fun how these chickens animate the farmyard. They love living in this 1868 building, don't they?
They seem very much at home here, and I
Yeah.
think it humanizes and renders the whole setting more gentle and friendly and welcoming to everybody.
Jimmy Joe and the Hens. Sounds like a band. Jimmy Joe and the Hens. And so today, the use of this park, I mean, does it continue to grow?
Absolutely. We have ballparks, we've got tennis courts, we have a very popular fountain for children to use. It's a splash fountain, but
Right, sure, they love those.
Oh yes, well, I think some of the grown-ups do too, if I recall. And people, well, you've seen how people are going through here with the baby strollers and joggers at lunchtime. It's the use has just blossomed like nobody's business.
So this bandstand was Shaw's conception. I mean, he felt like that, I mean, because he loved music, he wanted to have a bandstand here. And it was a way to bring people together, wasn't it?
Without a question, his vision for the purpose of this park was to bring people and nature together. And his idea, you can see it in sort of the happy juxtaposition of the trees, the grass, the sky, and the architecture. It's come back. You know, America is beginning to sort of turn its back on its cities, and especially its urban parks in the cities. And there's been a counter movement to that.
That started in the 60s and 70s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And somebody finally came to the realization that if we're going to continue to have cities, we needed safe, clean, beautiful parks to serve the people who live
and
in
a place
those
to
cities.
come out and experience nature.
Exactly.
Mm.